Hi folks, welcome to my record room. My name's Alex, and for over half my life I have obsessively collected vinyl records, whether they be on 7-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, flexi, picture disc. If it's music and I dig it and it's on vinyl, I gotta have it. I've spent the last 7-8 years watching various content creators, or vinyl community content creators on YouTube, always kind of wanting to get in on the game, but always being a bit too shy. So I thought, you know, with this whole quarantine pandemic situation going on, why not kind of jump in head first and have some fun with it? So before I do get started, because I do want to get started right away, there's two things that I want to mention just real quick. First is apologies in advance. This is the first YouTube video that I've ever made, so I apologize if there's any issues for lighting or glare or any shit like that. I am literally staring at an iPhone on a coffee table. The second thing that I wanted to say was a big shout out to Vinyl Richie. I will leave his channel in the description of this video. Rich, I love your content. You know I comment on your stuff quite a bit, but I love your content. We have very similar tastes in music, so whenever you add a new video, I'm quick to watch it and I always get a real kick out of it. I feel like I'm hanging out with a friend, so hopefully you feel the same way from my videos. And I'll just let you know that you really are the inspiration for me getting off my ass and filming this. So let's get started. I thought for a cool introductory video to my channel, what I could do is pick 5 records from my collection that really mean a lot to me, that kind of describe me as a person in terms of my musical taste. And yeah, let's get into it. So first on the list is maybe my favorite record of all time. Very, very near and dear to my heart. I think if I was on a desert island, it would probably be this one that I'd take with me. And that is Ramones, Loco Live. Live albums can be a bit hit or miss with some people. For me, this was really a time and a place. I was 9 years old and I discovered the Ramones. I picked this up on CD at a store called Radioland in Prince Edward Island, Canada. Fucking blew me away. I had never heard anything so fast and aggressive in my life. I particularly enjoyed and liked CJ's performance on the record, which is actually his first appearance on any Ramones album. And he kind of became my favorite quick, and to this day, I'll stand on that hill and I'll defend CJ's honor because I really, really love CJ Ramone. What's cool about this record is it is the, well, first of all, I guess I'll describe it for you. It is the 2013 double black reissue that came out on Let Them Eat vinyl. But what makes this really special to me, or special in general, is that it contains all of the tracks. So when this came out in '91 originally, it was, regionally, there were different releases. So some versions had some tracks while other versions had different tracks. So for example, this has got I Don't Want to Go Down to the Basement. Before I picked up this record, I had never heard that version live. So for the first time, I can say I have the entire Loco Live set, which is fantastic. For any fans of fast, pissed off punk rock, and I do say pissed off because Ramones, they're usually, you know, they're pretty cheery and happy, but this record is extremely aggressive. They get through how many, 30 songs, 32, 33 songs in an hour? You can't go wrong. So 1, 2, 3, 4, fucking Ramones forever. Next on the list, Ministry, The Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste. This is a very, very special record to me as well. In terms of Desert Island studio discs, this would probably be the one. Again, very time and place. I discovered this early in high school, and before that, I had been really only into punk rock and heavy metal, but never really delved into the industrial side of things. This record blew me away. In particular, the use of samples and loops and just sounds and noises that I had never heard before incorporated into heavy music. Yeah, anyway, this just blew my mind. I was lucky enough to see Ministry on their 2008 See You Later farewell tour. As we know, they're still around, so that didn't really take. But they did play a few cuts off this record, and I'll always be really thankful for having seen Al in person because he's always been one of my biggest heroes musically. This is first French press, so it was pressed in France in '89. Unfortunately, this does not include the epic final track Dream Song, which some of you may or may not know that when it originally came out, it was a bonus track on the CD and on cassette versions of the album. So I figured the label must have been wanting to, you know, get rid of vinyl and push people towards the other formats. New issues of this album do include Dream Song, so really it's a matter of time before I pick up a reissue because that song is just fantastic. Third up, Off, self-titled album released in 2012. For fans of Circle Jerks, early hardcore, anything really having to do with Keith Morris. You know, for those of you not familiar with Off, this is Keith Morris from Circle Jerks and formerly Black Flag on his new project, or I guess most recent project, as this is almost 10 years old now. Anyway, very, 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 very good stuff. Very solid, very fast, very aggressive, very quick. I think it's got 16 songs, and the entire record might last 18 or 19 minutes. I opted to choose Group Sex by Circle Jerks to talk about, just because it is so iconic and it is incredible. Like, you know, what better feeling than being able to listen to an album 4 times in an hour? But I digress. I chose Off because it's just fucking great. Really, really sign of the times. Very strong, political, angry lyrics. And there's no one cooler than Keith Morris from the original punk scene, in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, Off. Dig it. And just quickly, by the way, all of the records that I'm showing today are on black vinyl, so I'm not going to open them up or show them. In the future, maybe if they're colored or cool, but for now I'll just show you the covers and talk about them quickly. Fourth on the list, Sodom, Agent Orange. Excellent record, I believe third album by excellent German thrash band Sodom. This is the first real Sodom record that I ever heard. I picked this up when I was 13 or 14, this copy exactly, and just fell in love. I love thrash metal. Metal and punk have always been my wheelhouses in terms of music, but I've always gravitated towards the faster of the two, so namely thrash metal when it came to heavy metal. And I found the Germans always did it that much better. I don't know if it was their accent when they sang or just the extra speed. But yeah, Sodom, Agent Orange. This is an original pressing on an RC Records. I do believe it is European. I'm not sure exactly which country, but anyway, fantastic record. Highly, highly recommended if you're sick of the same old thrash, i.e. Master of Puppets, i.e. Rain and Blood. Don't get me wrong, those are fantastic records that I would be glad to play any day, but every now and then you want to shake things up. So Sodom, Agent Orange. Fifth and last is a kind of an obscure band that I thought I would give a shout out to just because they're so fucking great, is Statues. They're a band from Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, kind of a power pop trio, punk rock, kind of not Ramones core, but very a lot of angular riffs, very, very melodic, fun stuff to listen to. Rich, this is for you. You should really check these guys out on Spotify. This record's called New People Make Us Nervous. They haven't been together for close to 10 years, if not more, but I go back to their music very often because I love them so much. They were meant a lot to me during my teen years. Yeah, so check these guys out, Statues. And that's it. Wow, 8 minutes and I'm done. If you've been watching the whole time, you've undoubtedly heard that I had a record playing in the back. I figured, I guess as a little bonus, I can show you what I've been listening to while I was filming, deleting, restarting this whole process of making this video. So what's been playing in the background has been the excellent first album by Public Image Limited, Pill. This is, of course, the project from one John Lydon, former singer of the Sex Pistols. I love the Sex Pistols. I love that one album they made. No doubt, it's a classic and it should be on everyone's shelf. However, I've always gravitated more towards the experimental Pill. This album in particular, if you're going to get into Pill or PIL, is probably the one to do because it is the most structured, I would say, in terms of their earlier sound. So yeah. Pill, Public Image Limited. This is I believe an 86 reissue from Italy. Originally this came out in 78. Yeah. So that's it, friends. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being with me, and hopefully you enjoyed. So I guess I'll say what everyone else says. Like, comment, subscribe, all that other shit. And I'll probably make another video tomorrow or something, because this is kind of fun. Thanks. See ya.